Hello everybody and welcome back to new tutorial in Python. Today we'll talk about files. Let's start by opening our file which is test.txt. As you can see in this file we have two sentences. So let's start working on this file. First we need to open this file. We'll put the file name which is in this case test.txt. Since the file and my main are in the same directory, I don't need to specify the path of the file. I will open it in reading mode. Now let's read content. So this will be my reading object equals to f.read. This will read the whole thing as we have said in the lecture. So let's just print this. Let's see. So it has printed the content of my file. Now let's try to check certain things. Let's print the name of my file. We do this by using the name attribute as we have talked about it. So in this case, it will print test.txt. Let us comment this. Now, let us test the mode of this file. We used R because we open it for reading. Let's test if it is readable. It should be true, right? Perfect. Because we open it in R, so we have opened it in read mode. What about if we checked if it is writable? It's supposed to return false, isn't it? Perfect, it is false. Now what we have, if we have opened it in read and write, as we have explained the mode, R plus means we open this file for reading and writing. So we can read and write at the same time. In this case, if we check writable, it's supposed to be true. Perfect. So it's in this case, it's readable and writable at the same time. Now let's check if the file is closed or not. So let's print f dot closed. Should be false. Good, false, because we did not close it. In order to close our file, we need to say f dot close. So this will close the file. See, now it's closed. Now we could use something else. There is a predefined statement in Python called with. With will help us to prepare the file. So it's a simple exception handling in which if the file was corrupted, was closed suddenly, for example, it did not work well, there was an exception, it will close your file without it being corrupted, which is a good thing. This is how we use it. Now, those should be indented. I don't need to close my file. It should do the task for me, and let us check if it was closed or not by with. Perfect, it was closed for us. Now inside the with block, of course, the file is not closed, so if we check while inside the with, it will return false. Perfect, it is false. It will close it after finishing your task. Now, let's move to something else. Let's work little on CSV files. Now this is the file that I will be working on, example 3. You can see it here. I have done this file using Excel sheet and then file, save as, then you'll choose from here the CSV. Okay, now here you are. CSV. Cancel because I have already saved my file. So my file looks like this. This has the student name. Then I have 5 grades. Grade 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What I want to do, I want to calculate the average for each student in my file. They can be 3, 5, 10, 100, I don't know. At the end of the day, I need to calculate the average for each student. And eventually, I will calculate the class average. So I will do something like this. And here, I need to display the class average. Let's start doing it. So, this is my file ready here. Now let me go to the main. I will be importing CSV because this is a CSV file. Then let's open the files. I will open two files. I will open the input file and the output file. The input file, I'll open it in read mode. The output file, I will open it in write mode. In order to open two files using the with, you will be doing something like this. I will specify the file name, of course. In this case, I'm naming it example3.csv. Don't forget the extension, it's very important. This will be a reading mode, comma, because I will be, as my file, for example. Then I will open the other file. So I'm using a comma to open two files at the same time. I will specify the name in which, in this case, I'm choosing output.csv as my output file name. It will be in writing mode. This will be as B, for example. This is my writing object. This will be my reading object. So here we are. My reader will be equal, for example, this is my object name. I will be reading my input file, which is in this case my file. I'm using this name which I have defined here. So I am using CSV.reader. CSV.reader will return a list of lines. Now, can you see this? So I need to go line by line and I will fix my output file. So I will do a for loop for row, for example, in my reader. My reader is this one that has a list of all my lines. I will be creating sum equal to 0. Don't forget that we need to calculate the average. How to calculate the average? We'll sum those numbers and divide them by 5. We will do this task for each student in this file. So for I n So in this case, I'm going column by column. For row will take me row by row. Then I need to go for this and this and this and this. They will be splitted by the comma. So I will have my list. Each line will be a list. This list will have strings. So this will be the first item, this will be the second item, third, and so on. Each time I need to write this to my output file. Don't forget to add a comma because we are creating an output as CSV file. By the way, I have tested my program before, so let me erase it and let's see what will happen. So here we are. I'm writing each column and adding a comma. Then I need to check if I not equal to 0, for example, because I need to do the summation for all the numbers. So I need to exclude the first item which is at index 0. That's why. Then after that I need to do the summation. So it's not equal to 0, then I am in my grades. So for each grade I will do the summation, sum plus equal. I will convert it to float because don't forget we are reading it as a string, but I need it to be converted into number. So for each grade that I have read from this exercise, I will convert it into float and add it to the sum that was initially initialized to 0. Then after finishing the summation, I need to print to my output file b.write. Don't forget to convert it into str. Sum over 5 in this case because I have 5 grades in my example 3 file. And of course you need the new line. Because as we said in the slides, Python does not write it for you. You need to write it yourself using the write function. So let's see if that did the task for us or not. Oops, sorry, this should be this way. So let's see if the output was very good. Here we are. So this is the name. This is grade 1 was printed, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is the average. Perfect. Now I still have one thing missing. Only at the end I need to display the class average. So let us do that. So let me create a variable called total average, for example, and I will initialize it to 0, and I will create number of students equal to 0. Now each time I will be, after reading for each row, I will add this student. So after reading a row, I need to increase my number of students. What else do I need? I need also to add this value to my variable, which is total average. So total average plus equal to this. So each time, let's see here, sorry here, I need to add those averages, which is 81, 90 for example, 88, sum them up and then divide by the number by number of students, which is in this case is 3. So at the end of the day, after calculating the total average, I need to print it. So here I will be writing, for example, class average equals, don't forget the comma, and plus str, what do we have? Total average over number of students that I have calculated already. Sorry, this must be at the end of my file. So this is inside the for loop, this is outside the for loop. this will be executed only one time, so I don't need to put it inside the for loop. Let's see. Did it work? Bismillah. So let's see our output file. Perfect. This is 86, which is the average of this class. Now you can open this output file in Excel sheet so it will look better. I have done this before, so I will show it to you. You can see here, so it looks very proper. You have those grades and you have this one, the average grade, and at the end of the day you have the class average. Okay, regarding this first line, we need to add it separately. So here, before starting the for loop, we need to print. So b dot write inside the quotation. Don't forget the commas. That's all. So we have this, comma, comma, a comma, and comma here. That's all. So let's see. Okay, so here we are. You have the header of your file, student, the grade 5, average. Okay, sorry, we forgot the new line because Python will not add it for you as we said before. So we need to explicitly mention it. So you can see here, this will take us to the new line. So now you can see here. That's all. So you have student name, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, average. Then you have the student with their grades and the average. Finally, the class average. That's all for today. Thank you very much and stay safe.